Wichita State University. Welcome to the Wichita State University Weekly Briefing. These are designed to provide an opportunity to inform campus and the broader community of Wichita about ongoing events and activities at Wichita State University. As always, I'm going to run through a few quick items about just some things happening at Wichita State University, and then we're going to have a featured speaker talking about a specific item. Today we have Jared Gehring talking about his student experience at TechCrunch. Very excited for that, and then you'll have an opportunity to ask him questions, and then afterwards I'll be up to answer questions about the university news of today. First, I want to talk about a concept that we're calling community and campus. Over the last several years, Wichita State University has seen a record amount of development, whether it's Innovation Campus or our traditional campus. But I'm not just talking about the buildings. Those are important and allow us to do great things with research, new classroom, new activities. But it's also this community space and community feel that we're trying to develop. When Dr. Bardo came here, he wanted to create this collision space concept where community, staff, students, faculty, Innovation Campus partners could interact with one another, have conversations and dialogue about new ideas and new concepts. And out of that would kind of pour into this idea of learn, live, work, play. So we've been working on the learning, the living, and now we're trying to, how do you attract community to come to Wichita State University? So we want to, emphasize the Brayburn development and everything that's happening there, new coffee shop, new restaurants, new outdoor space for people to come and utilize, but also it's about utilizing our already existing assets in the form of the Ulrich Museum, College of Fine Arts, Student Affairs, the exciting work that they do, bringing that all together to create an atmosphere for community in Wichita State to partner, because we know at Wichita State that if you don't have community involved with your university, everything else you do is either not going to work or it's not going to work to its fullest potential. So we're excited to announce a partnership between Ty Tabing, who's an internationally renowned placemaking expert. He's going to be working with all of these different entities on campus and the community at large to try and bring community to Wichita State University and get them to do the sorts of things that create that learn, live, work, play environment. He's going to be meeting with a group on Fridays to try and talk about what are the ways you outreach, what are the ways that you create events and atmosphere that generate those activities. One thing that you may have already seen on campus is some of this temporary art that's gone up. This is a local artist who just wants to come onto campus and express himself and show off his new art. So this is one example of kind of a microcosm of what we want to do with the rest of Innovation Campus, which is create a community feel for people to come on campus, whether it's art, music, theater, whatever, and just express yourself and talk about your ideas. So we're excited for that announcement and what that means for our faculty, staff, and students. As you've probably seen in the news, we're in the process of searching for a new engineering dean. We've already had one presentation on campus. This is an excellent opportunity for students, faculty, staff, community leaders to come and be a part of this open process, to ask questions of these people that want to lead a critical department on campus, provide ideas about what they think are needs for the college, needs for the university, but then also to listen to what these field experts say are needs and forward-thinking ideas for the college. So over the next month, you're going to have an opportunity to listen to these presentations, provide feedback, and then we hope to have somebody in place by January of next year. I want to talk a little bit about the strategic enrollment management initiative that we've been undertaking for the past 3 years. In a few weeks, the Board of Regents is going to announce the 20th day numbers for the universities, but I want to highlight 4 takeaways. We've mentioned this before, but we keep underscoring it just because it's such a cool thing. Once again, for the 3rd consecutive year, we have the largest freshman class at Wichita State University, and I want to congratulate our admissions office, our faculty, and our staff who support those efforts because it's clearly paying off 3 years in a row. Good work. Another thing that I think is intentional and strategic was we wanted to really try and do a better job of reaching out to underserved populations, especially in the Wichita area, to reach out to communities that we typically haven't reached out to before, or not reached out to them in the best possible way that we could have. And this is paying off. You heard me talk about a briefing a few weeks ago that 41% of our freshman class is first-generation student. So that's an important thing. We know if we want to not only grow enrollment, but create a workforce for the 21st century, you're going to have to look after and pursue those underserved populations. So that's a great takeaway. Residence hall capacity, we're full yet again. That's why we're in the process of building yet another dormitory. It's a great problem to have, and it's exciting development. One that I wanted to take a little bit more time talking about, because we probably haven't talked about it since we started doing it back in 2014, is this I-35 corridor strategy. The idea of the I-35 corridor strategy is the highway I-35 creates a natural partnership with communities along that highway. So you're looking at Oklahoma City, you're looking at Tulsa, you're looking at Dallas, Fort Worth, Kansas City, Missouri metropolitan areas. Previously, it had been our practice to charge out-of-state tuition for students in those markets. And what that does is kind of creates a barrier of entry for the university to try and attract people from those markets. And what we know is if you charge them the same rate that you would an in-state student in Kansas, you actually get your foot in the door and you're now competing with universities in those markets on equal footing. The idea being that when you attract those out-of-state students, we know that a great portion of them decide to stay in the community that they graduate from. So it's a really awesome way of trying to reverse what I call the brain drain, the outflow of talent from Wichita area and bring it back into Wichita. So now you're bringing people from out of state into state, contributing to the workforce of Kansas. We're always going to try and serve our Kansas students. And the fact of the matter is that we have the opportunity and the open spots to provide this without costing us additional resources. So this is a great initiative. You can see that since starting in 2014, we've gone from 262 people in these markets to up to 749. So just awesome work for the Strategic Enrollment Management Initiative. And like I said, Kansas Board of Regents will be announcing the overall numbers here in a few weeks. One thing I wanted to talk about is actually something that's been talked about before, but it's a new take on it, badges. These are the half credit hour to credit hour long courses that are designed to provide non-degree seeking students, which are professionals who are already in the workforce, the opportunity to come onto campus and hone their skills. So you can do about 8 to 10 hours of classwork or online work to develop a specific skill. Some examples of these classes are digital design, basis of analytics, public health services. The idea for the non-degree seeking students is if you've been in a field for a number of years and you've realized, or maybe your employer tells you like, hey, you need training in X, we're trying to provide that X to you. And the great thing about being a badge is it goes in your transcript and you can actually show on your transcript, I do have this qualification, this skill set, it's demonstrated here. We've actually had so much success with this that we've gone from 27 people when we first started doing this in 2016 up to 504 in 2016. Undergraduate and degree-seeking students have been asking, is this something that I could do? We want to say yes. So we're going to the Kansas Board of Regents next week asking for permission to provide this opportunity to undergraduate students. The idea being for undergraduate students, when you're in the job market for the first time, you need every competitive advantage you can get in order to land the job. A badge might be that thing that says, I have a skill in digital design that separates me from the rest of the market pool. So looking forward to the exciting opportunities that badges present for undergraduate students. We'll be going to the Board of Regents next week and asking for that. E-Launch is something for commercialization, but it also targets students, faculty, and staff that maybe have an idea that they're struggling to get down onto paper or struggling to take to market. This provides them the tools necessary to hone that idea and then commercialize it, market it, and really take it to the next level. So this is going to be on Tuesday, September 25th through November 13th. Students, faculty, staff, community at large are welcome to participate. It does cost. There's a $250 fee for students and faculty, and then $450 for the community at large. But if you have a tech idea, something that's technology-based, you're actually encouraged to sign up for the Student Innovation Corps, which will enroll you in the program, and they'll pay for you to be a part of eLaunch. So please take advantage of this. To me, this is kind of the epitome of what the Innovation Campus was supposed to be about, which is generating new ideas and concepts and taking them to market and commercialization. I want to talk, just mention a couple of events. The WSU South Ribbon-Cutting is going to be September 18th at 4 p.m. There will be remarks, light refreshments, and tours. Academic Convocation is going to be next week, I believe at 9:30 at Wilner Auditorium. This is the kickoff for the academic year, and you're going to hear a lot of exciting things happening in academics and kind of what the theme of the year is going to be. So because of that, because that's such a critical event to the university, we will not be having our weekly briefing. This is the first time since we started doing the weekly briefings at the beginning of summer that we've missed doing one, so that just underlines the importance of Academic Convocation, so please do attend that. Now I want to invite our featured speaker, Jared Gehring, to come up and talk about his student experience at TechCrunch. Thank you all so much.
Cool. All right. So, like you said, I'm Jared Gehring from Sci5, which is a startup here on campus. I'm partnered with Ryan Becker, Spencer Steinert, and just to provide a little background of the business, basically, so 4 or 5 years ago, when Spencer and I were 16 in high school, we started a biotech startup focusing on like wearable technology and mobile health. We grew and developed that out with a team, and then that actually led us to come straight into the Masters of Innovation Design program out of high school. And through that program is where we met Ryan. The professor, Dr. Jeremy Patterson, introduced us to Ryan. Ryan had been pushing this kind of like the core technology behind our product for about 4 years, so about the same time that we'd been in the business and tech world. So it was an awesome fit. Like just first meeting, everything's been great. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so we make biometric tracking temporary tattoos. They do heart rate and along with some other biometrics, but what we're looking to do is take this to the continuous heart rate monitoring market for elderly care. It's been in human trials for about a year, so it's working, prototype, and all of that kind of good stuff, and now we're kind of focusing out of the lab work and into the business side of things and working on getting some beta tests rolling and that kind of stuff. So a little bit more about how it works is it's literally like a temporary tattoo that's conductive, and that communicates with like a mobile platform. So right now, like it's an app, but if we're going for elderly care, we're working on expanding that out into more of a system-wide thing. So basically, you could have, like in a care facility, you could have biometric tracking on all the patients, and it would be super, basically passive. You just put it on and they kind of forget about it. So just kind of this like safety layer underneath all that's going on there. So our collaboration with Red Bull started in about June. We started collaborating with them through the Red Bull Launch Institute. This is the first year they've done it out of New York City. So we applied for the Launch Institute. We got in. It was a great fit with like Red Bull's culture. And then they flew us out to New York, met with like the Red Bull team, saw their headquarters, which was awesome because like it's literally an art gallery, which is cool. And then while we were out there, we collaborated with this organization called Fahrenheit 212, which is like this insane innovation group that works on international projects and works like Samsung and Apple and that kind of thing. But basically, they like switched around our entire business model in 1.5 days. And then the last part of it was working with the guy that puts together TechCrunch Disrupt on our pitch training. So it was like the most intense like 3 days of my life, but it was awesome. And then, so that was kind of all basically getting ready for TechCrunch Disrupt in San Francisco. So what TechCrunch Disrupt is, TechCrunch is a news organization, media platform for basically technology. And every year they have multiple disrupts throughout the world. San Francisco is always the biggest one. And it's really like basically one of the main tech conferences in the world. It's like right under the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. So it was pretty awesome. We went there, we exhibited for 3 days. This was the biggest one they've ever had. There was over 10,000 attendees, and it's not open to the public. So all the attendees are like fellow founders, like executives from companies, investors. We met some really awesome people. We were on the show floor with a booth right next to the like Red Bull Pavilion, and we got to hang out with the Red Bull people the whole time, see the city, that kind of thing. From this, we made like a huge list of connections. So we're still following up with them right now. So that really, we were there to start our seed round of funding. So we made a lot of great connections with potential investors. There's a lot of corporations there and like executives from those corporations. So we think there's a lot of basically harmonious relationships there of how we can integrate our technology into their platforms. But we're moving forward on that front also. And then we interviewed with around 4 national publications that we're still following up with. Stories should be dropping fairly soon, but yeah, that's where we're at. And that was basically it in a nutshell. So do you guys have any questions? I think that's what's next.
I have a question, Jared.
Yes.
You mentioned elderly care is kind of the target space, which
Mm-hmm.
is awesome. Do you kind of see this?
Yeah.
Seem like athletics would be somewhere where this could be useful as well.
So actually, athletics is where we started. So when we first basically started spinning this into a company, we wanted to focus on like the professional athletics, and we still think it's a huge market. But the way we see it is for elderly care, there's nothing out there, and the technology that is for like biometric tracking right now is not designed for that market at all. It literally doesn't work on them. So we think we can add the most value here first, and then kind of expand out from there.
And the technology be used to monitor other organs other than just the heart rate?
Yeah, so basically, we're really good at heart rate, and we're really good at intracranial pressure. And intracranial pressure relates to concussion tracking and stroke detection. We think that's like a huge value point, and we want to expand into that. But the like runway for that, since it's a more medical focused market, is way longer than just getting something out to the consumer right away. So we're going to get something out and then basically fund like your FDA approval and that kind of thing to add the most value later on. Anyone else? Cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jared. One quick thing, I realized I skipped over one of our topics. Along the lines of university events, Wichita State Innovation Alliance and the Wichita State Board of Trustees is going to be meeting September 21st. Please go online to find details on agenda, minutes, time, place, those types of things, but just wanted to give a quick plug to that. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about the kind of university news of the day. All right. Well, thank you so much for attending the weekly briefing. We'll be here 2 weeks from today. Thank you.